Okay, this is part two, fixing this thing. I'll knock this old seal out and put the new one in. Just went and got it. There's a new bearing. Sealed bearing, I'll keep that sealed. It gives it an extra seal, keeping the muck out of it. These modern bearings are a lot better than those old things. So anyway, I'll pull that off. First I'll knock that out. There's that out. They can sometimes be a bit tricky to get out, but you just give them a good whack, they come out. That thing now, I'll just clean it up, make it look nice, because that doesn't get painted. I'll just do that now, then I'll put the new seal in, probably just whack a little bit of grease around that edge, and then I'll pop that off. Hopefully, I'll get it off somehow. Bearing just comes straight off pretty much. I just hit it off with a punch. I can still reuse that if I wanted to, because I only hit it on that edge. So the same thing, I'll get a bit of pipe and put this one on. I'll see what I can find. There's all those, the ball joint, the rack ends cleaned. I'll paint these bits. This thing's spotless now. I managed to get all the crap out of it. That's all done, ready to go. I've polished this little bit here because you see that under here. Once it's painted black, you push that in, it'll look pretty cool. It's all ready to go. It's wet today. I'll sandblast that tomorrow or whenever I can, and then put it back together. That thing can go on the car. There's something else I don't have to look at sitting on this bench. I just like to keep everything separate like this. That's for the right side. That's for the rack. That's for the left side. That's part of the steering joint over there. I've still got to give that a bit of a clean. But getting there, I'm done for the day. But this thing sandblasted. I forgot to film it. Anyway, this stuff's ready to be painted. Put those things down there. Tape it off where I don't want to paint. Ready to go. That's it, prime that. Tomorrow I'll rub it down and paint it. I've blocked off there, I don't want any paint to get on the inside. Yeah, there. Same with that. Just don't want to get any paint on these sections. Give that another coat, and then tomorrow that'll get painted black. There's stuff down there too. Alright, I'll just let that stuff sit. You probably don't have to bother with that, but who cares? I'll just do it like that. Tomorrow I'll paint this stuff black. And that. Just let it sit overnight. I'll just rub that bit of spray putty down. It's also a primer. And I got some, like a satin black, I'm going to paint that, all that stuff. Well, a lot of the suspension's getting painted this satin black colour. Anyway, that's the first sort of bit getting done. Put that back together. I'll paint it tomorrow, put it together on Tuesday, sorry. And that's going on the car. It's something I don't have to look at. I'm sitting around, lying around on the bench. It's raining here today, so I've just got this stuff sitting here in the heater after I've painted it. It'll be right. I'm just going to close this shed up now and go do something else. I just want to make sure I figure out the mounting of this before I put it together. It's much lighter, it's easier to move that just around like that. So I've just got to find where I put the bolts. I thought they would have been in that, but they're not. I found the bolts, given them a polish up. Yeah, everything fits in. It doesn't need a spacer. I double checked everything, it's right. So basically, the first thing I'm going to do is pack some grease on this. This thing here gets all packed with grease. Jam all grease in there. Already put that little seat there. Fill that with grease. Put this rod in. Then I'll put this in. And then tighten all that stuff up. This little piston goes in there that stops that from swiveling. It sits on that. And that keeps that in line. So yeah, I'll just see how I'll film as much as I can. We'll just see how it goes. I've got that in. It already moves in and out. And I haven't fully seated the bearing yet. I've got to find something that fits over that bearing and tap it into place. I should be able to get a big socket or something to fit that. Right, got it all back together. Split pin in there. This all works good. Now I'm just going to put these new boots on. They're just universal boots. Put them on and it's ready to go back on the car. You can never have too much grease, so I'm not going to wipe any of that off. All back together, ready to go on. Just got to get the rubbers for here and repack it with grease. And adjust this. Obviously, you got to adjust the wheel alignment and everything, but it turned out quite nice. I'm gonna whack that on the chassis, and that's something I don't have to look at. Like I said before, that's been sitting on this bench for months. It's something done, and I'm gonna start working on the rest of the front suspension soon while I'm doing the head. There's the steering rack in, done. Works nice. Works perfectly, as it should. I'm not sure if I'll keep those boots or not. They're probably a fraction long. They're just universal ones, but I think the normal ones are a little bit, they're shorter. So we'll probably get better ones. But for now, that's what's on there. It's good. You need to keep that sealed because they really don't have any other seals. They are the seal. If they break, you get crap in there. You got to pull it back apart and clean it like I did. That's turned out good. I'm actually going to have to get back onto that head. Like, I'm having problems with it. I've got a video sort of half done. I'll explain what's going on. Weld it up, and you think it's good, and when it's cooling off, click, it just re-cracked right where the crack was, straight through the weld. So basically we're going to have to heat the entire head completely up. We heated it where we welded it, but the entire head has to be heated up right throughout, and then once it's welded, we're going to have to wrap it up in a heat blanket and let it cool down like that. And if that doesn't work, it's going in the bin. Yeah, I'm thinking the grey on the chassis and all the little bits of black and different colours that get put on this, it's going to look pretty good once it all gets back together. And you really don't see the chassis anyway, but you do see some of it. Anyway, I'm going to have to slap this on a video. I've got to get this stuff off this camera so I can finish filming this head. It's just annoying. The head's not really coming out the way I thought it would. So anyway, I'll put a bit of a video up of that head soon, and as usual, thanks for watching this. I'll just give us a quick look at this head. Like, that one turned out good. That wasn't very deep. This one here went great, but as it was cooling down, it just went click, and there's actually a little crack there. Tried welding it back up, and it re-cracked. So what I'm thinking of doing, I'm going to V this all back out. That side there's all right, but this side here, no. And this was just, anyway, I just stopped on that. But what I'm going to have to do is just V this all back out. I'm going to leave that bit there and these, that's fine. But what I've discovered is, I'll just flip this over. What I've discovered is when this head was made, those inserts there for the spark plugs are steel. So for some reason, they decided to put steel into this aluminium head. And I'm pretty sure that's what's been made a crack in the first place. Why they've done that, I've got no idea. Maybe just to make the spark plug threads a bit stronger, or what, who knows. But that is steel. That section there is steel. Magnet sticks to it. Anyway, just can only keep trying. You know, if we can't fix it, we can't fix it. But I'm not giving up just yet. I've got a bit of a video ready. I'll put it on soon, in the next few days actually, and see what's happened. Thanks for that.